It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchen Lane USA, Advanced Car Care Center, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, Sarah Foreheads here. Ethan is off this morning. He is actually bound for Jamaica. And speaking of, search and rescue efforts are underway in Jamaica. The western part of the island took the hardest hit from Hurricane Melissa. Came ashore on Tuesday afternoon as a Category 5, which of course is the worst kind. A path of destruction is left behind, with reports of around 30 deaths so far. But depending on which news agency you source, those numbers are vary quite a bit. So somewhere around 30. Parts of Cuba and the Bahamas also taking a big hit. Springfield-based Convoy of Hope is there, including my husband. They are working with their partners on the ground to deliver food, water, hygiene kits, and baby care items. Interestingly, as the Lord would have it, I suppose, a pastor from Jamaica actually got grounded in America as the flights got canceled. So he has been working with Convoy of Hope to now get supplies into that country, to some of the hardest hit areas. The pastor says right now about 75% of Jamaica, of the island, is without food, without power. The population has lost water supply. So lots of damage to schools, houses, roads, buildings, churches, hospitals, you name it. They have been washed out. The pastor is actually the missions director for the Assemblies of God denomination in Jamaica, but he was in America, unable to get home, and is now helping lead the charge logistically for Convoy's team. 7 people were injured, including 4 students, after a charter bus crashed yesterday morning in Laclede County. You'll remember yesterday early morning, about 7:30 in the morning, it was raining outside. It was hazy. It was very windy. And the tour bus ran off Highway A near Phillipsburg and landed on its side. There are a few districts on board that bus yesterday morning. All of them were riding together to go to an FAA convention in Indianapolis. The students were from Bolivar, Dadeville, and Fair Play. They are expected to recover, but again, 4 students injured and 3 others as well. A former Stone County employee has been charged with a felony for stealing money that was paid to the county for taxes, but that she apparently was putting into her own bank account instead of the county's bank account. Investigators say Whitney Brown was in the Stone County collector's office working, and instead of depositing that tax money, she was taking it, to the tune of at least $13,000, if not more, in about a year's time. The state was requested to come in and do an audit, and they found this. They also said the county has a very poor rating for their checks and balances system. For her part, Whitney Brown told investigators that she was planning to take out a loan to pay that money back. The mayor in Forsyth could lose her position. It's at least been discussed. The Board of Aldermen is considering impeaching Mayor Julie Albuquerque, though there are no plans, it doesn't appear, to make this official. Albuquerque was elected in April, but 6 months in, essentially, some other leaders at the city say that she's been micromanaging those around her and claim that it's not been the greatest work environment. However, the mayor says that no one has complained to her about this. She thinks the sentiment stems from her wanting to hold people accountable to rules that are already on the books. Now, every other alderman there would have to vote against her for her actually to be impeached. Otherwise, the next election for mayor would take place in April of 2027. All right, if your district or charter school needs a new school bus, maybe now's the time. You could get some financial help to get that. The Missouri Propane Education and Research Council is using $1.5 million to assist Missouri schools in purchasing propane-powered school buses. Desi says ultimately they will be cleaner buses with a lot fewer harmful emissions, as well as they will cut operating cost. School districts can apply to get some of that grant money between now and December 15th. You can do that on Desi's website. All right, don't forget that we have our Kansas City Chiefs giveaway going on right now at our website, aroundtheozarks.com. Just click on the word contest and you can enter to win. You will win, by the way, 2 tickets to go see the KC Chiefs play the Texans. That game is coming up at Arrowhead Stadium on December 7th. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. If you are a person of prayer, feel free to pray for the Convoy of Hope team as they are Jamaica bound. They are helping in a very dire and dangerous situation. All right. Thanks for joining us. I do hope to see you back here tomorrow morning. And until then, have a fantastic workday.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. It is a cold start out there. Grab the winter coat. We've got temperatures in the 30s this morning and a bit of patchy frost around the Ozarks early on. The good news that I have in the forecast today compared to yesterday, the wind dying down a bit today in comparison. Also, we'll see temperatures topping out in the 50s and we'll have dry time in the forecast. The rain showers have moved on and we're going to start drying out in this forecast as we head into late parts this week and into the weekend. We'll dive right in this morning. What we're dealing with is that frost potential in the forecast today. I do have that for several days. In fact, there's patchy frost out there this morning, and I think this is going to be the nature of it the next couple of days. We've got temperatures kind of hovering down into the mid 30s. There will be a few spots that make it to that critical 32-degree point. Some frost is possible over the next few mornings around the Ozarks, especially if you live in a low-lying area. Conditions today going to be one of those transition days. We'll see dry skies, but still a northwest wind in the forecast, 5 to 10 miles an hour, not nearly as strong as it was yesterday when many of our counties were under a wind advisories. These frosty conditions, they continue and chance through Sunday of this weekend. So each and every morning when you wake up, I've got temperatures down in the mid to upper 30s. In that range, we'll likely see some patchy areas of frost. No hard widespread freeze in the Ozarks, so maybe not totally an end to the growing season, but we're already past due on that. So it won't be long before we really start to see some of those cold temperatures that take out some of the sensitive vegetation start to move on in. Halloween on Friday, it is going to be chilly. It is going to be dry though, so that's good news. Kids don't even seem to care. When it's cold outside, they're like, whatever. I don't even feel the cold. It's Halloween. It's trick or treat time. Do make sure you plan to add an extra layer under some of those costumes, however, because we will see very chilly conditions all around the Ozarks. Warming trend is in the forecast as we head into late parts of this weekend and into next week. In fact, when I look at some of the long range charts, I really see some comfortable temperatures in the extended outlook. So areas of frost possible again overnight tonight in the forecast, with temperatures falling back to about 37 for that low temperature in Springfield. Numbers will be back up into the low 60s on Friday with a partly cloudy sky. Not so bad for Halloween, but low temperatures will be back down to near 40 that night. Conditions on Saturday should warm into the low 60s once again, and we have very similar conditions setting up for Sunday. I think Sunday will have more sunshine to offer in the forecast. Around the country, here's what's making headlines. Fire weather conditions returning for Southern California and South Texas. I mentioned the other day, Santa Ana winds returning for Southern California, and that's creating these fire weather conditions. We also have widespread rain chances and thunderstorms from the south all the way up to the northeast. That's part of our storm system that came through, now impacting much of the East Coast. We are dealing with much cooler weather conditions for the central United States as well as the eastern U.S., so you'll be seeing some of those things in the national news headlines. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. In what year did the U.S. government first impose a nationwide sugar rationing that suspended trick-or-treating? Do you think it is A, in 1930, B, 1942, C, 1966, or D, 2020? What do you think? Sugar shortage? Yeah, it would be B, 1942. Have you heard about this? In 1942, trick-or-treating was severely impacted by a World War II sugar shortage and rationing, which made candy very scarce. Instead of candy, people still trick-or-treated, but they gave out other treats like popcorn, peanuts, fruit, or small toys for trick-or-treaters. Some towns, though, did cancel public Halloween celebrations entirely because of that sugar shortage. All right, here's the trivia question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Based on early sales data from major retailers like Spirit of Halloween, what is predicted to be the most popular Halloween costume inspiration for 2025? Who do you think you'll be seeing the most of on Friday? Do you think it is A, Wednesday Addams, B, Glinda and Elphaba from Wicked, C, Superman from the upcoming DC film, or D, K-pop Demon Hunters characters? Which do you think is predicted to be one of the most popular Halloween costumes for this upcoming year? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Big shout out to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a great one. We'll chat again early tomorrow.